The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.
Welcome to the show. Hope everybody had a good weekend. It's Monday. Lewis, how was the weekend? Any big shows? Any Krakatoa shows this weekend?
No, not this weekend.
Are you guys on some sort of hiatus?
No. We're just, we're in a transitional period, if you will.
What's the transition from and to?
Our other guitarist has carpal tunnel.
Oh, no.
And needs to do, like, physical therapy. And
right.
So we have a new guitarist coming in, and we have a show on the 6th.
Oh, boy.
So we need to prepare for that.
All right, we're going to get the details of that show soon.
Yeah, will do.
I was in Montreal over the weekend, and I had a bunch of weird incidents. First of all, if people, anybody who is, I don't know if this is a Montreal thing, a Quebec thing, or a Canada thing, what do blinking green lights mean on traffic lights? I have no idea what that means. Sometimes they'll just blink, and sometimes it's before they go to yellow, but sometimes it's just after being red. So I've not been able to discern any pattern in the green light blinking.
Yeah. Never seen it, never heard of it, no idea.
I think it means that you're allowed to go through, but it's a highly dangerous area.
Is that really what it means?
No.
That would be interesting. Anyway, so that went on.
Maybe it means you need to go extra fast.
I also had this, you know, when you're going on a long trip and it's a two-lane highway, and you're constantly passing and being passed by the same two cars, except you've been going the same speed for 100 miles.
Yeah.
I had that going on from the Canadian border down to, I don't know where. I'm sorry. From Burlington, Vermont, all the way back into Massachusetts, I was being passed and passing the same two minivans, even though I was going 73 miles per hour on cruise control the entire time.
Yeah.
Just pick a speed. I feel like I would do really well on the highway if I had a sign above my car where I could type messages and they would pop up. Like, for example, I've been going 73 miles an hour for the last 100 miles of highway. Let's figure out a way where we stop passing each other every 30 seconds.
Or if you just had or if the sign just said your speed.
Yeah, that would be useful too. But then, of course, there's a lot of other issues with that.
Right, like getting pulled over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then I went to
which you're very good at.
Have you been to the Biodome in Montreal?
Yes, long time ago.
The Biodome's cool. I do worry, though, not so much about how the animals are treated in theory, but they have these rules like no flash photography because it makes the animals go nuts, and so on and so forth. People are taking flash photography with huge cameras all over the place. There's this thing where it's dark and there's bats there, and bats presumably, I don't know, for whatever reason they've decided it's dark where the bats are. People are lighting the whole thing up with flash photography. I know that the bats are flying around. I could have sworn some of those bats were just slamming into the ground every time the flash photography went off. I think they're being affected by those flashes, Lewis.
I'm sure there is some type of effect.
They need enforcement. They had a lynx, which was in this big space. The thing was like horrified and just pressed up against the wall. Kids are screaming, pounding on the glass. Even if the environment the animal is in is okay, you need to have some enforcement keeping people quiet. Like Natan, didn't you say at the Sistine Chapel they keep people quiet because of how it affects the paintings? Imagine, there's live animals here.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I mean,
that's true.
Okay, very good. Well, I'm glad we got to the bottom of that.
I think the problem is having these animals in captivity in the first place.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's another story. But needless to say, it was a shocking experience. I also had this weird thing where yesterday in the morning, we were trying to go get just like a quick breakfast and then go because we were going to Burlington for lunch on the way back. And we show up at this, my girlfriend and I show up at this coffee place, which we're not familiar with. I kind of want to make sure it's not a chain and it's not going to be like basically they brew Starbucks or whatever. We try to go to local places, you know. So I think we're going to go in and check it out, but my sense is we're not going to want to stay. The second we walk in, a waitress comes up and says, "Oh, did you want to sit down, blah, 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 blah." I want to buy us some time. Really what I want to do is, I'm not going to say to her, but I want to say, I'm kind of looking around to see if this place is worth staying or if we want to walk somewhere else. But instead, the first thing I think of to give us time is, we might be meeting people here. We're trying to figure it out. And then she kind of gives me a weird look and says, okay, like how do I not know if I'm meeting people here or not? Just the first thing that came to mind. Afterwards, we decide to stay. So then we're like, okay, we're going to stay. And she says, okay, so how many is it going to be? How many people are you meeting? And I say, no, it's just two of us. And obviously that was off to a weird start. If I'm meeting people,
well, it would have been fine if you said, "Oh, they canceled. They're going somewhere else."
Yeah, but then there's this individual waitress. Her English was not great. She mostly spoke French, and so that was like weird thing number one. Then it turns out it's like a coffee place, like a not high-end coffee place, but like a gourmet coffee place. And I don't drink coffee, and neither does my girlfriend. So I think there were orders of like tea and hot chocolate, which of course we get very weird looks because it's like the whole idea of this place is to order exotic coffees of different kinds. So that was strike 2. And then strike 3 was I asked, we were ordering, like they have baguette with different things that they bring you. And I asked, how much of a baguette do you get? Are you serving? Because we're trying to figure out how many servings do we need. And she thinks I'm asking the price of the baguette, which is very clear on the menu. And she says, oh, there's only a special price with the baguette if you're getting coffee. And it was just a nightmarish confusion. It was a disaster. I mean, we basically were laughed out of the place. So it was embarrassing, needless to say. I think the best thing for me when I walk in is just to be up front and say, we've never been here. We're just kind of checking out the scene or something. I mean, it was just a bad start saying, I might be meeting someone here. And then, table for 2, please.
Not very slick.
Not very slick at all.
No.
You've had those incidents happen, haven't you?
I've certainly had weird situations in foreign countries. Language barrier, what have you, but nothing that weird.
Nothing a few dollars couldn't fix for you.
Right.
There you go. Very good, Louis.
Yeah.